First, this noontime breaking news, a huge decision today for the United States. The Supreme Court has upheld a key point of the president's health care overhaul. Now, that point is the individual mandate, which means that most Americans will be required to have health insurance, and if you don't, you'll be paying a penalty levied much like a tax. This historic decision will be taking effect over the next few years, and it hands a campaign season victory to President Obama. Now, certainly there are a lot of points affecting all of us with this decision today. Let's go to Eyewitness News reporter Susan McGinnis in Washington to break it down for us.
Danielle, this is a big victory for President Obama, who spent much of his term fighting for this legislation. Republicans are promising to try to repeal it, but from what we hear, it's going to be an uphill battle. The Supreme Court upheld the key feature of President Obama's health care overhaul, the individual mandate, which will require nearly all Americans to buy health insurance. Siding with the court's 4 liberal justices, Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that Congress did have the power to pass that reform because it has the power to tax.
The Supreme Court has made it clear what we have known all along, that those trying to block health care reform are standing on the wrong side of history.
The ruling also lets stand the part of the law that allows children to stay on their parents' insurance policies until they're 26. But the court struck down the law's Medicaid expansion that would have required states to offer more coverage to the poor. The court's ruling has significant implications both for the future of health care and for President Obama's legacy. The president made passing reform his top priority, but when Congress approved it in 2010, it was without a single Republican vote.
The motion is adopted.
Democrats celebrated passage of the bill as a major triumph for social justice. Opponents said the government was overreaching. 26 states challenged the law, arguing that Congress had overstepped its constitutional authority.
Republicans won't let up whatsoever in our determination to repeal this terrible law.
The court's ruling will affect nearly every American. It could also have big political ramifications for the White House, preserving what President Obama considered to be the biggest accomplishment of his first term. Polls show a majority of Americans do not support the health care law. It remains to be seen whether the Supreme Court's decision could change that. At the Supreme Court, Susan McGinnis, Eyewitness News.
And we do have constant updates and comprehensive coverage online today as we dig deeper into the health care overhaul law so you can really see how it affects you and your family. It can all be found at WPRI.com. And our coverage will continue tonight on Eyewitness News. We are working to learn a lot more about how this decision will affect Rhode Island health care specifically, all starting live at 5.